guys, as you can see from the title, this is a Colourpop haul. Colourpop releases so many products on a regular basis. Some are limited edition, some are permanent, or so you think. I was on the website when I went to place this order, and I had like ideas in mind of things I was going to purchase that used to be permanent, and I went and started looking for those things, and a lot of them were gone. So just because something is released as permanent doesn't mean that it's going to stay permanent. I don't know. I guess when you release as many products as they do, you just can't keep a lot of them around because, I mean, how many products can one company offer on a regular basis, you know? So when I was placing this order, I was taking all that into consideration, and I said to myself, okay, if you knew that Colourpop was going to discontinue everything tomorrow, what would be the things that you would most want to repurchase and make sure that you had in your collection? And I think that's kind of a good way of looking at what are you going to buy, because I don't necessarily want to get like all the brand new stuff that's just come out. I know that's the way a lot of channels work, you know, they're always showing you what's new and what's hot, and if you don't have an enormous collection, then instead of just having what's new all the time, wouldn't it be smarter to just buy like the best things that you've already purchased and just repurchase them? I've been repurchasing so many things lately that I've had in the past that I really, really liked. I'm thinking about one thing. This isn't Colourpop, but since we're talking about this, I have to show this to you because I don't think I showed this to you in a haul, and I purchased it, repurchased it a couple weeks ago. Do you remember when I used to rave about the Revlon cream eyeshadows? This one is in the shade 705 Creme Brulee. These are so great, and I never hear anybody talk about these. But if you're looking for a really nice colored base, you know, not necessarily something clear like an Urban Decay Primer Potion or whatever. If you want a colored base that's going to make your eyeshadows have a little more something something to them, these are terrific. So I repurchased this one in Creme Brulee 705 because it's gold, and that just goes with a lot of different things. But yeah, the only reason why I probably wouldn't buy like a ton of these like I did when they first launched is they're pretty pricey for drugstore. You know, they're like bordering now on department store prices, and I always feel funny about spending a lot of money on drugstore makeup. I mean, one of the reasons why I enjoy it is because it's affordable. Same thing with Colourpop. I feel like the quality is really good, but the prices are super affordable. But anyways, yeah, Colourpop. Let's get back to that because that's what this video is about. So I thought to myself, okay, which products do you miss the most that you used to have? And the first thing that popped into my mind was the Colourpop Supershock shadow in I Heart This. This is my all-time, not only my all-time favorite Colourpop Supershock shadow, but it's my favorite eyeshadow of theirs, period, that I've ever tried that's been released. And I do like a lot of their eyeshadows. So that is what this looks like. And this is a pewter because it's gold, but yet it has silver glitter mixed in with it. So it has a gold base with added silver glitter. So I would call that a pewter. And it's warm, but the silver makes it cool at the same time. So if you mix that up, it would be a neutral then. It has warm and cool tones in it. I think that's why I love it, because it's so versatile. So I have that on my lids today. And then I just put like a warm brown in the crease, and I also have a gold highlight shade on. So it's a very simple, versatile look. You could go a lot of different directions with this, but I love it. It's not a very intimidating look. I think it's something that is very wearable, but yet it has like the shimmer to it, which makes it pretty. I love, love, love this eyeshadow. I cannot tell you how much I love it. If you've never tried the Colourpop Supershock shadows before, just keep in mind that you need to use a base that has a bit of thickness or stickiness to it. I used my Wet n Wild paint pot that I'm always going on and on about that was limited edition. So if you don't have that, I would recommend, if you want something similar to that, the NYX Jumbo Stick and Milk is the exact same thing except it's in a stick form. One of those Revlon Color Stay Cream shadows would work great, but just be careful what color you use because you don't want to alter the color of this because it's so beautiful. So anything that you have for a base that is thick or sticky, that is translucent or a similar color will work. So I used a white base because I really didn't want to change the color of this. I think it's so, so pretty. The reason why you have to use a sticky or a thick base is to keep the glitter from becoming fallout on your face, or worse, getting in your eyes. If the glitter gets in your eyes, it can be uncomfortable, borderline painful. So yeah, that's why I strongly recommend that you use a base like that for these Supershock shadows, because that's no fun getting glitter in your eyes. And then the other things that I ordered were all lip products. I got 5 liquid lipsticks. These are all the Ultra Matte formula. And now, before you say to yourself, oh, I don't like those, let me give you some tips about this formula, because maybe it's the way you're applying it or how you're applying it, or it might be some things that you're doing that might make you not like these, okay? Because I love these, and I learned over time that there are just certain things that you have to do to use them so that you'll love them too. That's the best way to put it. 4 of these I've had before. I loved the colors, and then I tried one new shade. Well, it's not brand new, but it's new to me. Okay, so what you need to know about these is when you're applying it, you want to take the wand. It's a doe foot applicator. When you take it out, you want to wipe as much product as possible off the doe foot applicator into the inside of the tube. Once you've done that, I would suggest starting with the bottom lip and, apply it very carefully. These do dry down completely transparent, but you do still have a little bit of time to work with it. So don't be afraid to go back over an area that you missed or doesn't look perfect to you. You do have time to do that, because with some liquid lipsticks you can't do that. If you go back over it, it's going to mess it all up. This, you have a little bit of time to work with it. Start with your bottom lip. Once you have that looking the way that you want it to, then do the top lip and just keep going over it until it looks fully opaque and it's, covering the area that you want. If you make a mistake, just take, something and just wipe the very edge of it. If you go over your lip line or something, I would recommend using a lip liner just on the edges of your lip, because it's going to make it a whole lot easier so that you don't make a mistake. So use a lip liner, take your time, do it right, and wipe off all the excess back into the tube before you even begin. Do not dip it back into the tube. You only need to use what is on that wand for the initial application. If you try to put more on, it's going to be a big cakey mess. It may not even dry down all the way. This is just one dip worth on my lips right now. Okay, so follow those recommendations and you will love these. I think a lot of people don't like them because they're not doing it the way that I just said. However, that being said, if you don't like really matte liquid lipsticks that dry completely down and you can feel just like a little bit of tugging on there, you might not like these. Okay, so just beware that these are a bit drying, and I wouldn't recommend wearing them every single day because they could dry out your lips quite a bit. But if you wear them like every other day, you should be fine as long as you moisturize your lips upon initial, like doing your makeup and stuff. Put on like a lip balm or something, do the rest of your makeup, then go in with these. And I also use a lip primer. I use the NYX Lip Primer underneath just to make sure that it doesn't dry out my lips, and it just goes on so much nicer. So yeah, it's not gonna like crack or anything like that. All right, so let me show you and talk about the colors that I decided to get. So I got 4 that I already had and 1 that I had never tried before. The first one I'm going to talk about is Avenue, and Colourpop describes this as a dark blood red, and yes, absolutely. I've already done my swatches to make it easier. So there it is right there, and this is intense. If you don't like dark red lipsticks, then you probably won't like this, but if you do like a dark blood red dramatic lip once in a while, this is a good one. So that's Avenue. And as you can see, it goes on even darker, but then keep in mind this is on my skin. So if I was putting it on top of my lips, which already have a color, I would end up more like with what it's in the tube. So the swatch isn't always indicative of the accuracy of the color. And then let's see. The next one is Bumble. Colourpop describes Bumble as a warm rose, so that's the second one from the bottom. And I just feel like rose is such a versatile color and goes with so many different eye looks. And like I said, I've had this before, so I know I like it. And that's Bumble. And the next one is Trap. So that's the third one in the middle there. And Colourpop describes Trap as a dusty grayish. And grayish would be a cross between gray and beige. Yeah, okay. I kind of see that, but to me this is more like a light mauve. That's the way I see it. I see it more as a mauve. Pretty neutral too. I don't feel like this leans particularly warm or cool, but that's Trap anyway, the one in the middle. And the next one is the one that I'm wearing. This is called Tulle. It's Tulle, and that's what it looks like swatched on my hand. And that's what I have on. And Colourpop describes this as a deep dusty burgundy. And I used their liner in Lady to line my lips, just in case you're curious what liner I put with it. So that's Tulle. And then last but not least is the one that I bought that I had never tried before. I figured that since spring is here, I would get a pink. This is called Solo, S-O-L-O-W. And they describe this as a flamingo pink. Yeah, maybe, but maybe not quite as vibrant. When I think of the bird flamingo, I think of something a little bit brighter and maybe more orange or corally than this. This is more of a muted pink to me. So that's the swatch right there. So that's Solo. So that's my Colourpop haul, you guys. I really have been repurchasing, like I said, a lot of things that I used to have before, and another thing that I've been doing is buying things that I've always wanted, like maybe a single eyeshadow that I always wanted, and that's most likely going to be my next video. I bought one single eyeshadow from Urban Decay that I've always wanted. I've always been curious about it, so I bit the bullet and I bought it the other day, and I'll probably do a get ready with me / tutorial with it and show you how I use it. And it's a pretty unique color, so if you want to see that, that's most likely going to be my next video. So if you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in that next video. Bye. Thanks for watching.